Bonjour, let's have a look in this amphitheater of three verbs: to drive, to fly, to walk, and of course because there is a difficulty. So let's see this one. Let's start with to drive in French, and the first translation we are going to use is conduire. So when to drive means conduire in French. We use the verb conduire when it is not a question of distance or location. For example, if you just want to say that you drive a bus, in French, we are going to use the verb conduire and say je conduis un bus. Je conduis un bus. The same thing for je conduis une voiture, je conduis un train, a train, je conduis un camion, a truck. You can also use this expression to say, for example, elle conduit mal. She drives badly. Elle conduit mal. So when there is not a distance and you're using your car, we use the verb conduire. There is one exception with racing cars. In this case, the verb is piloter. Il pilote une voiture de course. Il pilote une voiture de course. We also have the verb reconduire to translate to drive. Let's see how. In this picture, for example, he wants to give a lift and he can say je te reconduis à la maison. I drive you back home. Je te reconduis à la maison. So in this case, and because it is by car, so we use the verb reconduire. Je te reconduis à la maison. In other cases, we are going to use the expression aller en voiture. When in this case, we speak about a distance or a location. For example, going to London by car. Nous allons en voiture à Londres. We drive to London. And in this case, you can't use the verb conduire, but the expression aller en voiture. Nous allons en voiture à Londres. The same thing if you want to go to the airport. Tu vas à l'aéroport en voiture. Or, tu vas en voiture à l'aéroport. So, the expression by car in French is translated with the preposition en, and we say en voiture. By car is not par voiture, it is en voiture. The second verb now we are going to see, and actually the same difficulty, it is to fly. The first translation you know is voler. But the same thing, we use voler, what is not a question of distance or location, so you can say that the bird flies, l'oiseau vole. L'oiseau vole. And the same thing for a plane, l'avion vole. L'avion vole. And a flight is un vol. You can also use this expression aller en avion, similar to aller en voiture, when there is a question now of distance or location. Again, going to London, but this time flying to London. Nous allons en avion à Londres. We fly to London. And in this case, we are not going to use the verb voler. Nous allons en avion à Londres, but the expression aller en avion. A past expression, we flew to Paris, so nous sommes allés à Paris en avion, ou nous sommes allés en avion à Paris. Prendre l'avion, it's another expression to take the plane. So you can say, for example, if you want to translate she always flies, well, you can say elle prend toujours l'avion. Prendre l'avion. Elle prend toujours l'avion. Mais elle n'aime pas prendre l'avion, but she doesn't like flying. Elle n'aime pas prendre l'avion. So, the expression by plane in English is translated into French in en avion. Again, the preposition here is en, to translate by. Let's see now to walk. To walk, again, the same difficulty. The main verb you may know is marcher, to translate to walk, but again we use it when there is no question of distance or location. You can say that this baby walks, le bébé marche, le bébé marche. Or If you have a problem at night, il marche en dormant. He walks in his sleep. Il marche en dormant. But when there is a question now of distance or location, the expression is aller à pied. Now the preposition is à. So we walked to the beach. We are going to say nous allions à pied à la plage. Nous allions à pied, or here I use the imperfect tense, but you can use le passé composé to translate we walked. Nous sommes allés à pied à la plage depending on the context of your conversation. But the expression is aller à pied. Elle va faire ses courses à pied, the same thing, so she walks to do shopping. Elle va faire ses courses à pied. We are not going to use here the verb marcher. Walk the dog is an expression, so how to translate here the verb walk? Well, we use the verb promener le chien. Je vais promener le chien. I'm going to walk the dog. Je vais promener le chien. À tout à l'heure. See you later. Okay? So now you know how to use these verbs with French expression, then the correct preposition. Now c'est fini. Alors je vous dis à bientôt, au revoir et bon français.